This is what you want to see. Turki Al-Sheikh absolutely slamming and destroying Jack Catterall in Harlem Eubank for the absolute BOREFEST, which us fans were saved by a brutal head clash that thankfully ended the fight for good. And we're never going to see it again. Thank God for that. Turki Al-Sheikh says, this is not Tom and Jerry. This is Jerry and Jerry. This isn't boxing I'm watching. Exactly. Turki Al-Sheikh slamming the life out of those two, which was deserved after that absolute shambles of a fight. Yes, all right, I can admit it was kind of getting a little bit better. But when I say a little bit better, you know, it was still awful, but it wasn't as awful, but it was still awful. And yeah, Turki Al-Sheikh had that to say. And I'm glad he did. Never get these two on a Riyadh season show. Keep them absolutely as far away from Riyadh as possible. I don't want to see Jack Catterall get a world title shot, you know, at bloody welterweight now. I mean, you know, he missed out on his last chance, so at super lightweight. So yeah, he can't just move up, get a win over bloody Harlem Eubank of all people, who literally has never fought at a proper world level, and then Catterall suddenly gets the title shot. No, and I'm sure Turki Al-Sheikh's not going to allow that either. A proper stand-up guy. Turki Al-Sheikh is. I'm glad he spoke out on that, because that was a shambles, and I've been knackered all day. I swear to God, I've been knackered all day. Then I have to sit down and watch a Jack Catterall and Harlem Eubank fight. Both of them fight each other. And then we got that. But thankfully, they clashed heads, bang, and it's done. Thank God for that. Thank God for that. Thank God for the head clash. Because I couldn't take it. I couldn't take it anymore. And thankfully, you know, a proper promoter, a proper actual guy who has a big influence on the sport, the biggest influence on the sport right now, Turki Al-Sheikh, spoke out and said it how it is. He said, you know, there's no arse licking of any of these fighters from Turki Al-Sheikh, put it that way. You know, you've got Eddie Hearn who's giving, oh, it was a great fight, what a boxing fight. But no, please, it wasn't. You've just had over-exaggerated feints and movements and level changes from Harlem Eubank. You've got Catterall only throwing his straight backhand and luring you in with his lead hand and throwing the jab occasionally. But it's just literally the straight left from Jack Catterall. Neither guy did anything special at all there. And Turki Al-Sheikh called out exactly how it should be. So yeah, neither of them are getting onto Riyadh season anytime soon. Well, they should not even anytime soon. They should never get onto Riyadh at all. I don't know how Jack Catterall's still headlining events, to be honest with you. I mean, yeah, no, they were acting like this was a massive fight in Britain, but let's be real here. It wasn't. I feel like most people knew. Most people who actually have watched these two fight before knew that this would be an absolute shambles. Like we knew it would be awful, and that's exactly what it was. You know, Catterall showed a different level over Harlem Eubank as expected. You know, it went exactly as we expected. But the most important thing is that Turki Al-Sheikh has called this out for what that fight really was. He called it out for what it really was. An absolute shambles. This isn't boxing I'm watching. That is a quote from Turki Al-Sheikh. This isn't boxing I'm watching. And yeah, you know, Catterall and Eubank aren't going to be happy seeing that. Might be time to think about a few things. But yeah, look, it's their styles at the end of the day, which just aren't fan-friendly whatsoever. But we needed someone to call it out. Turki Al-Sheikh called it out. That's exactly what we wanted, and it's exactly what we've needed to see, to be honest with you. So, yeah, thank God. Okay, anyway, I'm done filming now. I've done my fight review. I've done this video. Now I can actually just go to sleep. Thank God, because I was falling asleep during this fight. Thank God for the head clash. But yeah, anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll speak to you in the next one.